Hi everybody, Ron here from RJT Travels, and today we're just doing a quick rundown on the baggage options, fees, weights, the whole 9 yards for Frontier Airlines. So that way you get a better grip on the expectations for baggage for your next Frontier flight. Baggage on Frontier Airlines actually is a relatively easy thing. They don't have a ton of different options. They're only really down to three main options, and that is a personal item, a carry-on, and a checked bag. For your personal item, think small. Think mini backpack, think purse, think something very easy, very compact, something that will fit under your seat when you sit in the plane. Not the overhead bin, but under your seat itself. That's considered your personal item. From there, you have a carry-on. Those are the bags that will fit into the overhead compartments there. Not expected to be under your seat, but you can store them above. Those are your small suitcases, your duffel bags, things like that are a little bit bigger. From there, then you get the checked bag. Now, the checked bag is kind of that all-encompassing, the full-blown suitcases to you just don't want to pay the carry-on fee because it's cheaper to check the bag, so you turn in your duffel bag, things like that. But that's going to be your largest standard option for Frontier Airlines. So as we talk about size and weights of bags, here's kind of the basic breakdown for the three options. First off, you look at the personal item. So as I said, personal item is that thing that you're going to think small. Think purse, think computer bag, think mini backpack, something along those lines. For Frontier, they have the limit of a 14-inch height, 18-inch width, and an 8-inch depth on your personal item. So if it's above those sizing, it's considered a carry-on, not considered a personal item. Speaking of then your carry-on. Carry-ons are a little bit bigger, 24-inch height, a 16-inch width, and a 10-inch depth. So these give you a little bit more room. Now this is where you can start thinking things like larger bags, small suitcases, duffel bags, things like that to give you a little bit better idea of what's going to be included there. Also from there, we get to the checked bag. Checked bag just has to be less than 62 linear inches. You achieve that by adding the length of your suitcase, the width of your suitcase, and the depth of your suitcase. In any version of that, whatever bag, suitcase, duffel, no matter what it is, as long as it adds up to under 62 linear inches, you're perfectly fine. One other thing to point out with the checked bag and with the carry-on is weight. Carry-on does come with a weight requirement of under 35 pounds, and a checked bag does come with under a weight requirement of 40 pounds. I will say with all the flights I've taken with Frontier, I've never had them weigh my carry-on before. I've had them check for sizing multiple times. I've never had them check for weight. So I wouldn't be overly concerned with weight on the carry-on, but I do know they check religiously on the checked bag. When you go to enter the airport, go to the counter to check your bag, they are going to stick it on a scale before it goes on the conveyor belt and make sure that you are under that 40 pounds. My big suggestion here is buy a luggage scale. They're really affordable on Amazon. I included the link down below for the one that we use on all of our trips, so something very easy to use. Like I said, $9-10 real easy, but they'll definitely save you long term from having an overweight bag and paying those exorbitant overweight bag fees. Now, when you ask, do they really going to look at my height? Are they really going to look at the width and make sure I'm at certain measurements? Yes, they really are. Frontier actually has this fun thing here where they will take your personal item and set it into that bin on the top. And if it fits in the bin on top, it's considered a personal item and they allow you on the plane, no fee, no hassle. If it goes into that thing on the top and doesn't fit naturally, and by fit, I don't mean shove it in as hard as you can to get it to fit in the parameters. I mean, if you go to set it in naturally and it slides in, you're good. If it's too big for it and it goes below, if it fits in the bin below, then it's considered a carry-on, and you have to pay the carry-on fee for that item. If it doesn't fit in that bin, then they could make you consider it a checked bag and have to check the luggage. So be very mindful on the height and width requirements of your luggage that you're taking on this plane. They will check it, and if you fail to meet the personal item standard and it becomes a carry-on, there is an exorbitant fee for having to pay that at the gate, trying to, for lack of a better term, sneak a personal item on that really is considered a carry-on. Speaking of those exorbitant fees, here's a basic chart and breakdown of the pricing for Frontier Airlines bags. So, as I said, a personal item is always included in your ticket. There is never a fee for that. But once you get to a carry-on level, then you start paying a fee. And these are all one-way fees. So if you are flying round trip, you would double this fee. For a carry-on, $54 for during your booking, $69 if you do it before you check in, $79 if you wait till you get to the airport, and $99 if you wait till you get to the gate. So ultimately what this is do it early. If you're going to do it during your initial booking, that's the cheapest you're ever going to get a carry-on. These prices can flux. Do know I've seen Frontier change their pricing depending on length of the flight, things like that. But for the most part, these are the accurate numbers at the time of this video. But you're looking right around $54, $60 range for during your booking. Then it goes up by about $10, $15 if you wait till you check into your flight and say, hey, turns out I do need a carry-on. And then it goes up even more if you get to the airport and say, oh, hey, by the way, I do need a carry-on, so here we are. And then if you wait till you get to the gate. And this is where I reference too. If your personal item doesn't fit and it goes down into the carry-on bin, you pay the $99 fee to have that added to the flight. Same thing with your checked bag. If you do it during your booking, that's the cheapest it's going to be, around $50. If you wait till when you go to check in 24 hours ahead of your flight, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. If you wait till you get to the airport, it again is going to be more expensive. And Frontier does mention a fee at the boarding gate. I don't know how you get a checked bag all the way to the gate unless your carry-on fails to fit in the carry-on and they do consider it checked luggage. At that point, they will charge you the $99 fee. So basically, the rule of thumb is if you get all the way to the gate and it doesn't meet the requirements, you are paying a $100 fee minimum to get that bag on that plane. So be very mindful of the height requirements and width requirements of your stuff. Be mindful of the fees on weight because that will all come full circle. I've seen baggage fees for overweight bags be anywhere from $55 up to $100. Double, triple the price of your bag because it's overweight, depending on how overweight it is. And there's just certain other figures, again, where the flight's going, how long, things like that. So do be mindful of that. Now, if you are worried about sizing of your personal item, I did include a link down below in that one as well for the backpack that I use on all my trips. It does fit the requirements. I've done it many times with Frontier Airlines. It always fits in the personal item bin. In fact, it even says on the Amazon description that it is an airline certified personal item. They meet those standard requirements from the different airlines. Super helpful, super simple. You actually get a lot more room than you think. This bag does a nice job of compartmentalizing everything and getting you to make sure you can get as much as you can in a personal item. But check out that link too if you don't have something or you're worried it's not going to fit, because this one definitely does. I take it on all my trips. I absolutely love it. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this kind of gave you a reasonable expectation of what's expected with baggage and with fees and things like that, and kind of answered those questions for you. If you do have more questions, you can always reach out to us, any of our social media channels. We always answer questions from travelers on there. You can, again, always visit our website, rjttravels.com, and somebody will definitely reach out to you and get you questions answered there, or leave a comment down here on the video. We love to answer those as well. So anywhere you can do it. RJT Travels, fully certified travel agency. I personally fly Frontier all the time. We sell Frontier, so we're definitely familiar with the bag requirements and different things around fees and such like that. So if you do have any questions ever, definitely reach out. But I hope this was helpful, and as always, happy travels.